So at the end of a couple months break, you'd think the season was already over. I mean, logistically it kind of is. But for official sake, we have one more to go. Good evening, welcome to Formula 2's final send-off for the 2022 season. We are here at the Yas Marina circuit on the updated layout after its debut last season. And we all know what happened 12 months ago here. But in Formula 2, there's going to be no such possible controversies that could open up. Kalle Meyer has wrapped up the title a long time ago, it would be now. And Dams have more or less theoretically wrapped up the Constructors' title as well. So really, it's just to put the final points to the board and sign off for the 2022 season. Well, going into this year, the title favourites were Felipe Dragovich and Frederick Vesti, but it turned into a what could have been year for them, and it's really because of Kalle Meyer's excellent consistency and Liam Lawson really just coming from nowhere. And guess what? They're the front row of the grid for tomorrow's feature race, which has pretty much been the story of the season since Liam Lawson made history in Spain by becoming Formula 2's first ever weekend double winner. So, with the reverse grid, that means Callum Williams, I believe, is on pole now. And as we said, Trident really just fell away after a very strong start to the year. And Clement Novalok will be second, followed by Ollie Colwell, Marcus Armstrong, and the rest. Of course, everyone from the 11th will start where they finish the season tomorrow. So, 11th will be Dennis Hauger. And Rory was actually a long way behind his teammate in the end. Down in 13th, and Frederick Vesti, as we said, the championship favourite in the early going, 14th. The real surprise was Richard Forshaw down in 21st, and Logan Sargent, who's had such a strong end to the year, points wise, not able to even get within the top 10.
Okay, how was that pull away?
So it's really just for you a bit old. And Kalle Meyer has lit up the tyres and hit the wall. And it looks like she's still going, but well, we know that Kalle Meyer likes to make things difficult for herself. Maybe that's what she's doing. She's probably just giving everyone else an open goal. Two races this season. I mean, theoretically, she could really just go home, miss the final race, and really much kick her feet up. But very much like her younger brother Aiden Jackson, well, her older brother Aiden Jackson, we should say, she is not going to do that in any which way. Car is okay, she said. And well, it's a very rare error there by Kalle Meyer. She's been literally the standout of the year in terms of consistency, but a very rare error on the formation lap of all things. You don't really see that very often. I guess Kalle just wants to give us a bit of a show, but I don't think she even intended that. She apologised to her Dan's team for probably giving them a few real scares before they even got off the line.
Time being, conditions look good.
And as this is the second Formula event of the weekend, this will be run under the lights for only the second time this season, I think, that Formula 2 goes under the lights, because they do so in the sprint race of Bahrain, I believe it is. They don't go to Singapore, or I don't think they went under the lights in Saudi Arabia at all. I don't even remember, to be honest. It was so long ago. But, well, the Yas Marina circuit, it made its debut in 2000, was it 9? I think it was 9. And it's been a picturesque venue ever since. And it's not been without its stories. Like you said, we all remember what happened here last year, just a year ago, very fresh in the memories of everyone who witnessed it, for whether you were following Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton. Very differing opinions, but as we said at last time out in Formula 1 in Brazil, no such problems for Max Verstappen this year. He is 2022 Formula 1 champion, and very much less disputed than it was last year, that's for sure.
The race starts.
And as we said, well, in Formula 2, there's going to be no such problems. It's really just to end the season, and it's lights out, and away we go for the first race of the Formula 2 weekend, and Kyler Williams has got away very well. And it looks like Novalok is down the inside there. Yes, he is. and both MP Motorsport cars are right towards the front today, so we can actually see what Dragovic probably could have been this season. He's already made as much a third ahead of Caldwell. Further down, we've got Sargent down to 16th already as Jack Dewar has passed him. And it all has filtered out very much as you were. Calimero has actually lost the place to Dennis Hauger there. So maybe she is carrying a bit more damage than she thought. But whatever the case, we go down to about what now is turn 3, I believe now. With the updated tracks from last year. And a brief yellow flag at the back there. And there's a move happening. It's not Calimero for a change. It's JR Daruvula in the second Kramer, because Dennis Hauger is 10th. Daruvula tried to go around the outside there, but nothing doing. So Novaluk still leads from Williams. Dragovic, Colwell, Armstrong, Sato, Lawson, Vips. That's your top 8. They are the point scorers in this sprint race. Don't expect them to stay that way very long, because Calimero, once she gets up to speed, she'll start passing to Castle Fun, no doubt. But another leading of a race for Clement Novaluk. Now he won, I think he won the, I think he won the first sprint race of the year, I think. I could be wrong, but he has won a race this year. It might have been in Silverstone, I think. And Boschong is towards the back. No such car damage. Looks like everyone's going to go past the pits, unlike Formula 1 since we left Monza. In Formula 2 left Monza, we've had everyone in the pits for various front wing changes. Charles Leclerc more than once in some cases back in the US race. And it's Novaluk that still leads, and everyone is pretty much single file through here. And there's Callie gonna have a look down the inside of Dennis Hauger in this hairpin. Nope. And really, Callie can just cruise to the end. She doesn't really need to really do anything. To be completely honest, but you know that's not happening. Callie will want to make places up. Very much like Aiden Jackson, she's not been particularly strong round here. But she got pole yesterday, so she's obviously got the grips for it. But she didn't race here in F3, I don't think. And that was the inside pass for Novaluk. So Calimero actually has never been here before. Aiden was here last year at the Haas, of course. Didn't really go anywhere, and I don't think there was no attention on him anyway. It was all what was happening at the front, which really caught the eye of everybody that day. But Calimero does lose out to Dennis Hauger here. She's cruising, to be fair. Just wanting to get this car to the end of the race, and probably feeling maybe a bit of damage on her car. It looked relatively harmless, her hitting the wall. It looked like the tyre face had hit the wall. It's not really going to damage too much. The wheel tethers on these cars, very much like their F1 cousins, are very strong. And it very much worked for Calimero there. And she's got past Dennis Hauger already back into 10th. And Liam Lawson's made his way up to 7th and is actually hanging on to most of the leading group in front of him. As Calimero decides to get on with it, having a look at Teo Porcher there. So Liam Lawson's still waiting on some confirmation of the AlphaTauri seat. That is pretty much the only seat now that is available in for Formula 1 in 2023. And a look at Sato. There in the Virtuoso car. He actually goes over the curb. That's going to slow him down. I might give Vips some impetus. We'll look for a way through. Porcher is actually going to the back of Vips as well. Of course, 1 or 2 cars are equal specs, so we are very much more susceptible to DRS trains, as it were. Porcher doesn't want to be caught up in that. So as we said, only really 2 Formula 1 seats left for 2023 to be filled. We pretty much know which way konnersport are going. With Devin Butler, it's been all but announced. But with AlphaTauri, will they pick Daniel Ricciardo or Liam Lawson? I think on sort of what AlphaTauri are about when it comes to young talent, Liam Lawson would certainly be the ideal, well, not the ideal pick, but the obvious one. But will they go with Daniel Ricciardo for car experience purposes? An interesting thought. There was some talk of Nick de Vries going to AlphaTauri next season. He's already had one race this year. He took part in the Italian Grand Prix, subbing in for Alex Albon after his proud to appendicitis. He had a good outing. He kept it out of the wall and kept his nose out of trouble, but he only finished 20th, which was pretty much about all the Williams could manage on that day, to be fair. And Cali got a little out of shape, but he's going to pass Porsche into ninth, just one place off a championship point to add to her ever-increasing lead, which became unassailable back at Monza. And it was consistency that won the day, which is very much what you need to do in F2. You need a good consistent run with so many points on offer. The 2 races, of course. And this is for every weekend, not just select weekends in Formula 1, which we'll know more about the sprint race calendar in the coming days. I think Azerbaijan has already been confirmed. I think there was talk of Miami having one as well. I think there's going to be more sprint races. I think they're going to increase the sprint races up to about 5, I think. And Azerbaijan has been early talk of one. So I think now, having a look at it, Cali's just got the fastest lap, so that's another bonus point for Dams. I was about to bring up the constructors' standings. Carlin have somewhat been let down by Logan Sargent, really, in a way, because they're second in the championship, but Dams have had such runaway performances ahead of them. It's not that Logan Sargent has been bad, we don't mean that kind of letdown, but they could have done with more points from Logan Sargent this year. As far as the Teams Championship is actually called in Formula 2. So as much as the Teams Championship is concerned, they could have probably done with some more points, but I think in all honesty, not only Cali Meyer has been unbelievable consistency-wise, but Amuyu Iwasa has always been getting a bit of points as well. So, in all fairness, I think Downs were pretty much nailed on a round or so back. Maybe at Zandvoort, they'd already kind of theoretically sealed it. What a shame for Trident. They had such a strong start to the year. They really wish they could have landed Cali Meyer now. I can guarantee that. She was going to be a Trident driver, remember. Won the Formula 3 title with them. And then it pretty much penciled into join until Roy Nassani dropped out and due to sponsorship and money reasons, and that opened up a seat there, and Cali Meyer pretty much took it. Now, I don't know if that was her decision or decision from her team or just Dams in general. Maybe I think they were probably going to snatch her from under Trident's noses. It doesn't really matter in all hindsight because, remember, Formula 2 cars are equal spec. There's no team that's better than the other. Prema are obviously the most known name in this category, is Cali, really lighting up the rear tyres back there and veering to the other side of the track. She's actually quite sensibly staying on that side of the track, is not to veer across and have an opportunity, well not opportunity, but the possibility, I should say, of wiping someone out. She goes wide in the corner exit there and gets out on the slippy stuff, as it were. Not really an advantage out there when it comes to track limits. But she very sensibly just stayed to the left. She's just keeping out of trouble, Cali Meyer. She's not really doing anything like audacious. She doesn't have to. She just has to bring the car home. She's probably more focusing on that rather than gaining positions today. But having said that, she's about to pass Eurovips round the outside of turn 3. And very much like her older brother. Very, very trustworthy when it comes to wheel-to-wheel racing. And we've got a bit of a battle going on here. The best thing Liam Lawson could do is stay out of it and let these guys battle each other. And I'm pretty much Callie May is probably just going to follow him through. So I wonder if we actually will see Callie Mayer in Formula 1 at any point in the future. Don't forget, she's on Konnersport's books. We haven't really mentioned it a lot because we haven't been talking about F2 for a while now. But with all the turnover that's been happening between prototype Audi and Konnersport, I wonder if that does leave an avenue. Oh, that's Deruvala going slowly. Now, what's happened here? I think he might have a puncture. That might be a rear right that is gone a bit awry for JR Deruvala. He's going to come to the pits. And if the tyre bug is ever present in the feature race tomorrow, this could lead JR Deruvala in a spot of bother. Because of the tyre bug. We hope the tyre bug doesn't remain prominent next season, of course, in the Formula 1 side of things. It shouldn't do, by all accounts. Well, set of soft tyres. And, well, JR Deruvala, he needs a miracle now, because he's not going to get much in terms of any points. He needs a safety car, and even then it would be difficult. We've got about 4 left. And, yep, you can definitely see it there. That is a tyre going out of shape, as it were, and JR Deruvala has a very slow ride back to the pits to get that changed. There's a scrap going on here between Vips and Mayer. They've been at it for a couple of laps now. Vips have repassed Mayer somewhere, but Mayer's got him back again. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson is making moves. He's up to 5th now. Lawson is in that kind of mood again. Absolutely fine if Lawson was a pit for AlphaTauri, surely. Well, I'm almost certain that Lawson would be the most logical pick for AlphaTauri, but I don't know. Daniel Ricciardo is available, and you want Daniel Ricciardo on your team. He's very much a valuable asset. Of course, Konnersport could go that way, but it seems very much doubtful. It also seems likely that Callie will probably make the affiliate or the young drivers program that Konnersport will take over. That's one thing they've also made by themselves. And that's a piece of debris going off the track. Was that due to Callie Mayer hitting Sato? That looked very convenient. Callie is really struggling. Maybe that damage to her car is more serious than she thought. Maybe she is struggling. Maybe that piece of debris is a piece of tyre for a slow puncture. And Callie's race is unravelling. Well, let's see if Sato heads to the pit lane. He doesn't. So he doesn't feel the need to pit. Of course, there's only 2 laps left, well 3 including this one that they're on now. But yeah, we know that Callie Mayer and Jamie Chadwick are mostly on Konnersport's books for next season in Formula Academy, but what does that mean for their F1 kind of maybe possibilities? Well, it probably puts them in, doesn't it? Whether we'll see them is very much a question mark. You know that Joshua Pierce, the Formula 3 champion, could be a person that Konnersport look at if APX are, well, they're only really sponsoring it at the moment, aren't they? You know, the APX, they've been trying to get their their foot in the door for F1 for a year or so now. Obviously led by former Lotus driver Ruben Cervantes. And Ollie Caldwell does a nice little move there on Marino Sato. In the Campos car, that's a neat little move by Ollie Caldwell, part of the Alpine Academy, of course. But yeah, it will probably be like either reserve or kind of what they're known as affiliate roles. That's what they'll be known for F1 Academy anyway. And there's also a possibility of a rule that all the teams must field a Formula Academy driver. So, for example, Bianca Bustamante, because of her affiliation with McLaren, will be put in the affiliate role, and maybe, I don't know if this is a mandatory rule, but given a shot in an FP1 on that front. I don't think that's a mandatory thing. We know the FP1 rule sometimes where we see or a bulk of young drivers. I don't think it's mandatory, but it is certainly a thing that teams tend to do. It seems to be around this weekend, maybe one of the early European rounds. So, with konnersport already having a team of Callie Mayer and Jamie Chadwick in Formula Academy next season, maybe we'll see one of them in the konnersport car. That's obviously after they take over from Project Prototype, pretty much around now. The moment the checkered flag falls at Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, konnersport will be more or less official. Davidoff Butler will get to work. I think konnersport, I really feel konnersport are really going to be a fan favourite team. Let's hope they're not complete minnows and stuck at the back of the grid, but if they are, no one should really hold it against them. They will be a brand new entry. They do have kind of blueprint, kind of, what's the word? You know, a kind of blueprint and a roadmap forward. But whether that will translate to results, we don't know. Audi, it's a bit different as we enter the final lap of this race. For Audi, it was a little bit different. They already had the car, the blueprint, the engine deal with Aiden Jackson at Mercedes at the time. They had all of it pretty much ready to go. And that's why they bought their entry forward in the first place. For konnersport, it might be a little bit difficult, but I guess we'll see. There was talk of maybe having a car running in the the postseason test or the young drivers test. Probably not the young drivers test, but certainly a postseason test that always gets done, especially when it comes to Pirelli. So maybe konnersport will run then, but I don't think their car's officially able to run yet, and so I think they'll miss out. But they can make it all up in pre-season testing. There'll be no pre-season shakedown for 2023 because that was and Liam Lawson has had a magnificent stint and has actually passed Armstrong for 4th. But yes, the pre-season shakedown was actually given as dispensation from the FAA because of how drastically new the cars were. Of course, with the cars being the exact same as this year, for next year, there's no need for that. So they only have pre-season testing next year. So there'll be no shakedown for these new cars. konnersport could really do with that, but I think they'll be fine. And they do have Aiden Jackson at the wheel, so anything's possible. But Clement Novalok and Felipe Dragovic have pretty much been a Campus 1-3 with Williams second, and it's been that way the whole time. Liam Lawson's been the man on the move, finishing 4th. Callie Mayer is going to be 6th by the looks of it, as she chases down Marcus Armstrong. It's a win for Clement Novalok here in the sprint race, and now there is just one race left in Formula 2. Sadly, he means very little, but that's just a testament to how good Callie Mayer has been in particular. Another win for MP Motorsport, a tale of what could have been maybe for Felipe Dragovic. I don't think he's been disappointing in that regard, really. Liam Lawson's been the standout of the season since Spain. Callie Mayer's inconsistency has just been almost uncatchable at times. But that's a win for MP Motorsport then, ahead of Williams and his teammate Dragovic. Liam Lawson, a fantastic fourth, 5 more points for him. He has to be a shooting for AlphaTauri, doesn't he, at this point? You never know, but I would certainly pick him. Marcus Armstrong 5th, Callie Mayer 6th, Ollie Caldwell 7th, and Yuri Vips, despite all his battling with Callie Mayer in the big portion of this race, is 8th. So good effort from him. And everybody else pretty much finished where they started, really. A few movers, but that was really only due to the mid-race puncture for Jehan Daruvula, and if the F2 tyre bug is present for the feature race, will Jehan Daruvula even have any tyres to run the feature race? Don't forget, you must make a mandatory stop for both sets of dry compounds. It's been over for some time. Liam Lawson and Callie Mayer, the gap is 61 points. Dennis Halge, who kind of fell away. Felipe Dragovic, to be fair, Felipe Dragovic actually was very silently, really unbeknownst, he's actually finished 4th, which I didn't even notice. So actually, when you put it that way, Dragovic has actually done a very good job. Talk of him going to Aston Martin, perhaps, for next season. Logan Sargent, already Williams bound, of course, a good 12th, considering where he was to start. Tanya Calderon, everyone in F2 obviously scored. Do we reach double figures? Unfortunately, no. Ralph Boschong is just 1 point away from everybody being in double figures. It's been a pretty good field for Callie Mayer and Liam Lawson from the start. 66 in the team's championship. Nothing really much to fight for left there. And, well, with that, we have 1 race left. The feature race tomorrow. And then it is all over again. And again. There'll be plenty of changes probably for F2 next season. We still have 1 more to go. Today, or tonight rather. The day belongs to Kevin Overlock and MP Sport and Motorsports in particular with a 1-3. And Callum Williams 2nd. We'll see you for the final race of Formula 2 in 2022 when Formula 2 returns.